Hey, I'm Aja A, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have listed down in the description box, and if you like the video, please give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions after the video is over, feel free to drop them down below. I try to respond to everyone. And if you all know people interested in astrology, numerology, tarot, or whatever I'm talking about on this channel, go on and send them this link. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in and rocking with me. May this info help y'all live your best lives. Peace. Back to SunshinehazeCo. I'm Aja A. As you see tarot cards on your screen, you know it's time for a new moon reading. This time around, we're looking at the Scorpio Lunar cycle, mostly the month of November. Typical 4-card spread here, looking at the energies popping up for you or that you should be tapping into, any challenges or obstacles you might be facing. As we are dealing with Scorpio energy, looking at where you need to duck off and diligently do some work. And as always, a soul message, something extra for you to take away with you from this spread. This video is for the Gemini sun, moon, and rising. Before I get started, if you feel like what I'm saying isn't resonating with you, go on and check out your moon and or rising sign. Just please keep in mind that it is a general spread, okay? So yeah, let's go on and get started. What's popping for you, Gemini? First card that you have coming up in your spread is in the position of the energy coming up for you, or the energy that you need to be tapping into, and you've got magic here. So this is Scorpio season finna be lit for y'all, especially because of the other cards that you have coming up. Like I'm kind of excited to interpret y'all's reading. So you've got the magic card coming up here in your spread, and it comes with the number 3. We are in a 3-year. We're getting ready to wrap it up. It's all about communication, creativity, collaboration, community, you know. So it's all about really planting the seeds of the foundations that you want to see yourself in. And with this magic energy attached to it, it's this very positive, very abundant, very successful energy attached to whatever it is that you can manifest or that you're intending. This card coming up here in the position of the energy for you is telling me, Gemini, that this Scorpio season is going to be very magical for you. In the sense that you're going to be tapping into opportunities, you're going to be meeting new people, you're going to be learning new things, you're going to be making moves that you may not have necessarily been making so far. And if you aren't doing that, then this card coming up here is saying, Gemini, there's something for you to be doing, there's something that you could be doing, and this is the time for you to do it. I don't want to spend too much time on this card here because I think the message is very blatant. This is just going to be a very poppin' month for you, or it's supposed to be a very poppin' month for you based on the moves that you make. The other supporting cards I think are going to kick this message into high gear, so I'm going to go into those now. The second card that you have coming up in your spread is in the position of your crossing energies, or your challenges or obstacles that you might be facing during this month, Gemini. And you've got the Petro 9. It's the 9 of Wands. You've got Massa la Flambeau. And this is a card about making action or taking action or making change based off of your passions, but it's in a crossing energy for you. So I get the sense that, Gemini, you have ideas, and that's what y'all are known for. Y'all are air sign, y'all are very intellectual, you're very imaginative. You've got some ideas, you've got some things that you'd like to see play out, you've got some plans that you're trying to make moves on, but I get the sense that for those ideas and plans, is your heart really in it, or are there other ideas and plans that you're more so passionate about? And I think this card coming up here, Gemini, does tell me that you might be devoting this magical energy in the wrong direction. Just because, like I was telling Aries, just because it looks good doesn't mean that it is good for you. So I think for y'all Geminis, it's going to be important for you guys to take a little bit of time to think about during this lunar cycle, especially because we've got the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio as well. What makes you feel good? What makes you feel like your fire is burning? And are the things that you're putting energy into, are those things that you're passionate about, or are your passions elsewhere, and have you been devoting your energy in the wrong places and spaces? You can turn this card into an upright position. You can make the moves that need to be made for yourself and for your own happiness, but you've got to be willing to do so. You've got to be willing to move it from over here and put it over here. Just because people want you to do things over here, they want you to live a life like this, or you feel like this is what you should be doing, if it's not what you want to be doing, then don't be doing it. Take your magic away and put it over here with the things that make you happy, that make you feel content, that you know you can be successful in, or that you know you can bring about positive energy and abundance into, because you are passionate about it. You actually feel a certain way about it. Your magic is dependent upon, does it come from the right place? Because if it's not coming from the right place, there is no magic, okay? So the next card I want to talk about, or the next card in your spread, which is the next card that I want to talk about, is in the position of the Scorpio energy, where you need to duck off and, you know, diligently do some work, and you've got Zetoile. And this is the star card. But in this deck, this card comes with this energy of going through the dark night of the soul in order to come out on the other side completely rejuvenated and refreshed. So I get this sense that, Gemini, there might be some tough decisions by way of where you need to remove your energy, where you need to cut your cords, where you need to detach your energy. And those tough decisions might put you in these spaces and places of feeling like, you know, your world is crumbling around you, or feeling like, you know, nothing was the same, as y'all's as our Scorpio brother has a whole album titled. Going through the dark night of the soul, going through these motions, going through and understanding and breaking down these habits or these pillars. Saturn is in Capricorn still too, y'all. Crumbling foundations to clear out space for new pillars. But you know, we got to keep it real with ourselves. When the foundations crumble, it's not a peachy keen time. Like, it's not always the most positive energy surrounding it, because things are breaking down and clearing them out, and sometimes that feels like an L. So going through your dark night of the soul is what you have to do here during this month of November, Gemini. And with that being said, Scorpio energy is intense. Scorpio is a sign that I would kind of associate with the dark night of the soul, because Scorpio does a lot of work to get all of the success that they have. So shit's not always easy. Shit does not always go the way that you want it to go, and it doesn't always pan out the way that you had planned. But understand that your end goal, your destination, what's on the other side, outside of this little egg, all of these stars and spirals and swirls and cool things, you got to hatch from the egg first. But you got to develop in the egg before you can hatch, if that makes sense. So Gemini, during the month of November, there are some changes that are going to have to be made. There's probably some people or some situations that you're going to have to walk away from and do away with, but you've got to do that in order for you to come through the dark night of the soul, so that you can get outside of this little egg, outside of this little shell, and tap into that star energy that is associated with this card. There's positive change and positive outcomes for you, but Gemini, there's a little bit of work that needs to be done in order for you to tap into your magic, okay? The last card coming up in your spread is in the position of the soul message, and you've got Imagine. This is a very powerful message here, because I think this is related to the way you're processing all of these changes happening for you. Gemini, going through the dark night of the soul, shit's gonna be crazy, especially because you guys are air. You can internalize and intellectualize in a way that's not very positive. However, with that being said, as you're going through these motions, positive manifestation is important. As you're going through these motions, understand why you are doing so. And as you are doing so, be thinking about in a positive way the life that you'd like to see yourself living, the passions, the things that you're interested in. Be thinking about that, so once you clear all of this stuff out with the Zetoile card, you can actually positively manifest in the physical the magic that you're supposed to be tapping into during this month of November. Okay, Gemini? So really poppin' spread for you. It's just, there's some work that needs to be done in it. Just to be honest, it might be a little bit of tough work. But you know, nothing comes easy. But what comes from the hard work is usually really, really fucking poppin', right? Okay, Gemini, that's your spread. I hope that it provided you with some insight. And it ended on 8 minutes and 30 seconds. And if y'all know anything about me, you know I'm an 11. And when I see master numbers, I'm like, ooh, there it is. Ooh, there it is. So that's your spread, Gemini. Hope it provided you with some insight. If you feel like you need your own personal reading or have any questions or comments, drop them down below, or check out my Etsy shop, which is linked down below. Go on and watch that Scorpio Lunar Cycle reading. I'm sorry. The lunar cycle, the Scorpio new moon video, where I talk about the where I talk about the collective energies that we'll be dealing with underneath the Scorpio influence during the month of November. And check out the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio video as well. That's going to be happening throughout November as well. And check out all them shameless plugs. I couldn't really talk, so I hope y'all got that. Everything is written out correctly down below, though, if you didn't. And thank you guys for watching. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.